This is Synopsis, a series of conversations in the framework of a Bethesda Institute. My name is Neža Zupanc, and with me today is Matteo Rigotti.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to Synopsis, and I kindly ask you for a short introduction of yourself, especially as a composer, and how your musical formation looked like.
Okay, thank you. So, first of all, I would like to thank to Bethesda Institute for the opportunity, and thanks to you for this our conversation. It is a very pleasure to be here and to have the possibility to conversation about my music and my practical composition, and it was a very pleasure to be in Bled for the festival also. Speaking about my formation, so I'm not so young, but I started to practical music in I think if I remember correct the date 1990, and when I was 10 years old, and I started with the guitar because really first of all I'm a classical guitar, and I got inside the Conservatory in Trento, and I finished my degree in classical guitar. But during this period of educational, I have a first approach with the composition, because I had some private lessons with the composers, and I'm very interested about this practice. So I continued to study private, but in I think 2015 I had the possibility to go in Lugano, and there I really start my study in composition, because I had the possibility to go inside the Musikhochschule in Lugano, and studied with Nadir Vassena, a Swiss composer, and with Giovanni Verrando, that is an Italian composer. So I think that that moment for me was very important, because I had the possibility to comparing me with a big word about the composition, and because was an international class, so we spoke English, and we had the possibility to take a lesson also with our principal teacher, but not only, because we had several master class with composers abroad, so I have the possibility to know, to meet some very important composer, like Frank Bedousian, Harrison Birtwistle. So for me it was a very a situation that had a very very important for me, and I stayed there 2 years, and then in 2017 I obtained my first master degree in composition, and then I stay there yet, and I obtained my second master in 2019, and at the end journey in Lugano, I completed my educational journey about the composition. So now I'm in another experience in Stuttgart, in the Musikhochschule, with Marco Stroppa, an Italian composer, and I want to have another abroad experience, because for me it's very important to don't stop into our comfort zone, because it's very important to have the possibility to speak, to meet, to comparing myself with another composers, another situation, and not only in Italy, I mean. And for me it's very important, like a composer. And here I'm following his class, and obviously about the composition, it's a sort of master postgraduate during 1 year, and maybe I hope in February 2026 I should be end also this course. And not only in Conservatoire, I had the possibility to meet several composers, attending their self-masterclass in maybe I can say around the world, because I had the possibility to meet Pierluigi Billone or Francesco Filidei or Ivan Fedele, so composers that had a famous name, but not only because they do a very important work about the composition. So for me, the possibility to meet, to take lessons with these composers, it's very important to improve my career, also to understand how a young composer could be or could move into the sea of the composition, because it's a difficult word, also for instrument, flutist, guitarist, or whatever, but also for composers it's difficult to first of all to write an interesting work, but also to sponsorize our work, and meet these composers and these persons is important also for that, I think.
You mentioned that to you, being a performer, since you did a lot of studies in guitar, classical guitar,
Yeah.
as well as do you still perform? I don't know, but you mentioned that to you that is like inseparable with composition.
Yes, really in my past life or before this time, I tried to keep both career. So for 10 years I got concert, I had the performance with guitar, I studied guitar hard every day. So it was difficult to keep on both career, composer and guitarist and instrumentalist. So my all day was full of music from the morning to the night. Now I don't know why really, but maybe for family questions, work question, or I don't know really, but I'm more focused on the career of a composer. Maybe also because there are not so many possibilities to have concert in Italy, and the heart of the process of the composition is different, and you can take your time, write the composition in the night if you want, or early morning, or if you are on vacation, on holiday, wherever you want. Instead, with the instrument, is more difficult for me because you have to
Bring it
have,
around.
yeah, you have to have your instrument with you always. So the guitar, okay, but I think pianist it's not so easy, or other instrument. There are some problems for me, and so in this period of my life I'm more focused on the composition, but the guitar is not live alone, so I use them. I use it for composing, for play, for practice. But I have reduced my public performance. That I can say for sure.
I see. So back to composition. You
Yeah.
mentioned the heart of composition, right?
Yeah.
The heart of composition. So before we go to your practice, your compositional practice in general,
Yeah.
what for you is in essence composition? What is the most important when you compose to you?
Yeah, it's
Two different questions, actually,
yeah,
but however
but
you want to go.
yeah, but it's a $1 million question because for me, first of all, the composition is a sort of state of soul, is a sort of state of mind. I don't know if I am able to explain this thing, but for example, when I start a new piece, I really I don't have an idea so clear in my mind. Maybe a sound that I listen in my house, or in the street, or in the garden, or wherever, and around this sound in my mind start to some connection, and I begin to have some ideas, but these ideas can be interesting or not. So I take a white paper, and I
What
start
is
to.
an interesting idea?
Yeah, I started to write some sketches. Maybe in the future, at the start of the piece, I don't use it, but I started to write on the paper, and then I started to try how to understand how I can or I could modify this sound, because for me the art of the composition is first of all a sort of house that is around ourselves. So composition is not only okay, I put this pitch on the score, and then under another pitch, so I can create a chord, a chord, and then I have an harmony. Okay, but for me, composition is very far from this idea, from this situation. So is more I don't I cannot I don't know how to say, but is more interesting to take idea or germ, a little germ for a future of a future idea from our quotidianity, from it's a sort of concrete music, we can say. So really it's not completely new, this idea, because if you think about Helmut Lachmann or Pierre Schaeffer or the composer that used this connection, just in the past we had this idea. So really it's not completely new, but for me it's not only the idea that I can have from a sound that I listen in the street or in my garden, but the very important thing is how I can organize this sound during my piece. For me, this point is the central point, the point that can be do the different from my piece to the piece or another composer. So okay, it's important the matter that I take for my piece, but not only. This is so only a pretext, an idea, but this idea needs to improve, needs to build, and then is the very interesting for me. The very thing is interesting is how I, as a composer, can build an house around these little things that I listen in the world. So it's not only a question of as I said before, of pitch or harmony, because I'm not really interested about this parameter of the music anymore. Obviously, this is the music, okay, the pitch, the harmony, okay, but my principal interest is around the sound. So I see myself like a sculptor, and you can imagine that I have a big piece of wood, and I tried to modify this piece of wood with my tools, and the music and the art of composition for me it's very similar to this action, because I have an idea, my big piece of wood or a pencil that it's on the table, and play a sound like tick tock or whatever, and from this I try to create an ambient, a sound, a word sound around this. I think that I say that is also a sort of challenge. Is a sort of because it's not simple to start from an idea so general, because the wind outdoor, the window, that's okay, start from the window, but start from the wind of the noise of air or whatever you want, but and then how we can build a musical piece around this only little idea. And for me it's the principal question, because as I said you before, I'm not really interested to the idea of a pitch of this note or the mixing of the pitch together, so we can have an accord. Yes, interesting, but the history of music teach us that we have this type of approach for 300 years in the history of music. So I think that the world is going ahead, and so the music had a necessity to going ahead also.
What do you do, or how do you then consider or think of the chord? Because despite that not being the main, not even the main, but as you say, the important thing, correct me if I say it wrong.
Yeah.
How do you then consider when there is a chord? Because ultimately, when I take a look at the score, there's chords that I can, not like just chords, but there will at a point where the voice, accordion, and the saxophone are sounding together. In many cases, there will be a chord. So what is that then? If I try to
yeah, I understood. Yeah, a chord not in the I mean a chord not in the terms that all the musician can be understand. So if you take the accordion and you can write extensive technique for him, like a gyro or like a wah 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 or like iron noise. Okay, so I think okay, what kind of accord I can try to write for the saxophone above the accordion. So I try to find extensive technique or a sound or a timbre that can mix together with the accordion, like they were an unique one instrument. So I mean accordion in this way, because the other way for me it's not interesting. So and if I have not only two instruments, but a piece for ensemble, I try to do the same things. So if I have flute, clarinet, trombone, and violin and cello and piano, in my idea, I really try to find a sound that for each instrument with the obviously different, but result as a unique sound. I don't know if I can if I clear in my explanation, because for me it's not really important what instrument can do this sound or another sound, but is really important the extensive technique that the piano can do, and how I can mix them with the technique extensive, the similar technique extensive that the violin can do, and so on.
Which brings us to timbre, right?
Yeah.
Timbre, which you also place sort of in the center of your compositional practice.
Exactly. The timbre and the sound is really the central point of my composition. So, as I said before, if I start with a little germ, like a sound that I listen, if I have a composition or a commission for a big ensemble, really I use, I can say, not always, but but always the same idea, and I try to orchestrate this sound on all my ensemble. This is for me the very interesting process. If you see my piece for electric guitar that I sent to you before before our conversation, it's a piece for electric guitar, but in my idea I wanted that at the end it's not possible to recognize that the sound was created by the guitar. So the guitar is only a object, is only a okay, the guitar, but I could take another instrument. Yes, the guitar permitted me to use some extended technique that give me some sound, some interesting idea, etc. But it's not really important electric guitar. It's important how I want to use the electric guitar for me. So I think I often think about this piece, about my idea of composition, and I think that if I listen to this piece with our eyes closed, I really not sure that me or you or another musician can be recognizable the guitar as a source of the sound. And for me, this is the very important point. So
why is that so important? What? Why? I mean, I have an idea why, and you speak of redefining and of advancement. So, from what to where and what reason for?
Yeah, from what to where, and I I have to be honest because I really don't know, or maybe into myself probably I know, but it's not so easy to explain. But the principal things is always the sound, and I had to I have the necessity to explain my idea not in a regular way, I can say, because really I often don't know where I start. So, for example, in that piece, the piece starts, if I don't remember wrong, with a sound on the guitar, and the guitar is on the table. So
Yeah.
the guitarist don't have the guitar
And
on
it's
the body.
prepared, right?
Yeah, the guitar is prepared and so on. But just from the beginning and just from the situation of the performance, you can understand that you are in front of a no general, no obviously situation. So I start with sound, and often when I start to write the piece, I don't know when, where, and but above all where I will arrive at the end. So it's a sort of a work in progress, because I have an idea. Okay, I start with this idea, but during the piece and during the writing, you have several choices to do. So you can go ahead straight on, or turn on the right, or turn on the left, or turn 19 grade on the left instead for 45, and then there are some situation, and it's not the same if you turn on the left, or you turn on the right, or you go ahead in front of you. And also in this situation, for me, is a challenge, is a sort of a challenge, because I'm not able to decide before where I will go. I don't know. I'm going on, and I wake up in the morning. Okay, I pray, I take my piece. Okay, we are here, me and you, and now where we go. Okay, it's very interesting, because it's a sort of relationship that you can have with your score, and maybe you have an idea, but the score tell you no, it's not the right direction. Why you not left on the right or on the left? So it's like the score speak to me in some situation, and because it's a sort of work, you are inside the piece, like you write a book, or a thriller, or a novel, and then you are really inside, so you can speak with your instrument. So flute, okay, today is your turn. Where do you want to go, or do you want to stay here? Do you want to stop? Do you want to use eccentric technique, or and so really a sort of animated person, the score, because I don't think that like in the past you can take your paper and then go on with your note. Okay, I put do, re, G, or A, or F. It's not really interesting for me, and really for me this idea stop my creativity, and then I have the necessity to feel free, also in the big structure of the piece. So the idea to build or to write a piece in a form like the past, so A, B, A, or rondo, or forma sonata, or whatever you want. For me, it's really uncreativity, because I had the necessity to feel free, and in consequence of that, there are a question of how I can transcribe this idea on the score. That is not in the second plan for me, because it's very interesting to find a sort of language that is not the common language that every musician is able to read. And then as a composer, I must to find a language that in the same time is right for what I want to explain in my piece, but in the same time it has to comprehensible for the musician. Otherwise it's only a piece for me that I can understand what I write on. So there are two or three situation starting from this idea. So the idea is start to create another type of music. In consequence, we have the necessity to create another language, and then last but not least, the question of the public, of the people that can listen this type of music. I know I am very consciously that this type of music is not easier to listen for the people, for the normal people, but not only, also for some type of musicians that are completely that completely hate this type of music. And so there are different aspects for me when we speak about this type of music. Okay, if we speak about Mozart, okay, Symphony number 30, pararam, 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 okay, we can listen, sit in the room, and then we believe to understand every note. I'm not sure that we can understand every note by Mozart, but in the common feel okay, oh, Mozart, beautiful. I can see the melody, the harmony, the accord, the situation of the structure of the piece. So first theme, second theme, modulant bridge, okay. But in this type of music, in which I'm really interested, all this is not so clear, and I think that first of all we have the necessity to make school. I don't know how to explain this aspect, but when I teach in Conservatoire and I teach composition, analysis, etc., I try to explain this idea, this concept to my students, because even if they are younger than me, but I see that they are in only one waves. So, okay, romantic music, classic music, baroque music, beautiful, but the world goes on, and I think that is very important that the art, all the arts, pictures, paint, or whatever you want, but above all the music goes on at the same time, because if now we can listen to Beethoven or to Mozart or Bach, is because can I say, we are used to listen to this composer and to this musician. So for me, it's only a question of time. We had the necessity to listen to other type of music and have the cultural background to understand this type of music.
What do you think is crucial to do so? To, let's say, I'm guessing you're establishing a type of sound, a type of music, as well as composition. That also, could you say there's a common aesthetics to the sound that you're speaking of?
I'm not really sure, because if we speaking about a common language or common aesthetic, I think to the music of past. I mentioned before Mozart or Beethoven or okay, but now every composer for me has a sort of word sound in his mind, and so there is a sort of anarchy in music, and I think this is one of the things that I believe are interesting to speech, to create, to improve, but at the same time is often a problem, because the similar extensive technique I can write is in a way, another composer the same technique, but he can use another language or another writing in the score, so on, and the third composer another ones, and go on. And so I think that at the end for the fusion of the contemporary music could be better to find not a common language, but a common way to transcribe this situation on the score, principally to facilitate the performance, facilitate the instrument that wants to instrumentalist that wants to play this piece, because often sometimes if you took a score, there are 5 pages of score and 10 pages of legenda before the score. So an instrumentalist is, oh wow, 5 pages of piece, and then 20 pages of explanation of how I can to do in this piece. So something is not something is wrong in this situation, because it's not really a good idea to convince the instrumentalist to play this piece. So if
we performed a composition in Blade by Alistair White, where the program note was a book.
Yeah, a book, and then the score is only 3 pages or similar. Okay, I understood it. As a composer, you have the possibility to feel free, and you can write in the score whatever you want. But,
yes, indeed.
But after you have to confront yourself with the public, and then before with the musician that what you ask to play your piece. So it's a difficult balance, but I think that as a composer we have the I don't say we have the possibility and to think also about this.
Since there was more than a mention of history, is there what about the history of 20th century in music, especially the second one, and as well as do you point to any of composers, or let's say schools of composition or types of composition when considering reference? Do you work with specific reference in that sense? Do you place these considerations that we are speaking of now, that you're presenting, in a certain history, even though recent one? How do you look at that?
Yeah, I think that the history of music is for sure a solid base on which every composer can learn some situation. But when I compose, I don't feel to belong on one of these school, because for
perhaps
me,
not necessarily when you compose, but rather in general when we speak of these considerations. I'm poorly literate, but there's been these considerations around for decades, right?
Yeah, for sure. As a composer, we don't create, we don't write something completely new. So I think that in some way, every composer is every composer see to the past, to composer that create something similar before us. But starting from this point, I'm also sure that we have the possibility to go on, and we have a duty to go on. So it's very important to me to see when which with one eye to the past, but with the other eye, I for sure see to the future. Obviously, me like Matteo Rigotti or another composer, I don't think to create something that is really new, some extensive technique that I can be used in the past. For sure, another composer can be used for yourself, and in the future, for sure, another composer can be used, but I'm not sure that this is really the point. But for to come to the first part of our conversation, I think that if I use some ideas, the very important thing is how I use this idea. So another composer use a similar idea, okay, no problem, but he use this in another way, different from me. So okay, we can say that the ideas are similar, but what is the problem? For me, the problem there isn't, and so I use this situation, and for me the very important thing is how I can modify this idea, how I can insert this idea in a sort of aesthetical speech during my piece. If another composer use an idea similar to me, no problem, or maybe that I used in my score ideas that a composer before me used, but I can say that I copy the score of X composer. It's another way to use some the same idea. For sure, the look to the past, or the analysis of composers that are contemporary or my colleagues, it's very important. So sometimes often I look to other composers, my friends, and looking to the score, interesting idea. Yes, I can try to to take them this idea and modify it for me, but it's not a copy. It's simply a okay, this idea, but this idea is not yours, mine, or it's the idea of the world, because if I take the flute and I put air inside, if I do it or you do it, it's the same idea, but it's not yours or mine. It's that the flute, if you put the air inside, play some notes or multiphonics or other things. And so, but the different if that you can take the flute and okay, this idea, the air into the flute, okay, how can I improve this idea, okay, and you will use your imagination, your background, your knowledge, your whatever you want to create a piece that for sure will be different from mine. For me, it's very clear this idea.
Approaching the conclusion,
Yeah.
Shortly on the future, any plans may be longer term or shorter term, grand or none. What do you see as something you wish to achieve, or the next thing that you have on the plate in composition?
Yeah. So I have some execution in the next months around the world, Salzburg or Basilea and Italy, and so execution of score just written, obviously, and then on my composer table I have three pieces. One for a large ensemble with electronics that will be performed in Stuttgart in December. So the piece is concluded, and now I'm working on the electronic parts. And then, so I am so in late for these two projects. So my nights are so shortly, but I have to write a piece for string quartet that will be performed in Stuttgart in January, and but my deadline is December, so we are not so far from the deadline, and the third project is a project with a Greek ensemble, Aktapa ensemble, and in the last October, from 25 to 29 of October, I will be in Athens, and I will have the possibility to work with this ensemble to write a piece for them. So I should go there with some ideas. I don't know what long ideas, but some sketches, and then we can work together on these sketches, and the piece will be performed in February in Athens. So I have more time to to think about this project, and for the moment I have these free project, but are very important project for me, but also for the situation where they will be performed. And so I'm focused on this piece, because the ensemble that plays this piece are important, and obviously I want to do a good job. I hope to do a good job.
All success with that.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
would like to conclude with last thing, which is only two brief messages. One for any aspiring composers, and the second for any listeners that will, perhaps after hearing this conversation, go and hear your pieces.
But for aspiring composers, I can say to never give up, because also for the instrumentalist is a hard way, but I can say that's also for composer it's more hard, if is it possible, because there are so many composers, but there are so many ideas of the composition, and so first of all, a young composer have to can I say just a moment that I think to explain this with the right word, and yes, never give up. Also, the person that you could meet in your way maybe are not happy, or are not curious, or are not interested to your work and to your music. For example, you can meet a teacher that say to you, oh, this work is not interesting, or okay, but you can hear from one part, and then the other part you can get out these words, because the first thing for me is believe in yourself. And for the public, I can say to be always curious, because it's for sure it's more simple to do, more simple to go to listen a concert with something that we know, so Mozart or Beethoven or something else, but the idea to be curious, it's a good way to continue to improve our mind, for me, and it's the only way probably to not stop the thinking in our mind. So if we want to use shortly words for the young composers, believe in yourselves, and for the public, curiosity. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Matteo Rigotti, for sharing.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you.